We need to get many more people vaccinated. And I propose giving $1,000 to every person that gets vaccinated. And of course, give $1,000 to everyone that's already been vaccinated. That will give a boost to the economy, and it will motivate many people to get vaccinated. We have to get serious. The Delta variant is dangerous. Do we want to risk things getting even worse with another variant? Let's try this. $1,000 to get vaccinated. They should have cash on hand to give it to people when they get the shots. Check out the petition. I added a condition to pay people an additional $1,000 if a vaccination goal is met. It's clear just asking people to get vaccinated isn't enough. And we have to deal with this problem fast before it gets even worse with another variant. Please use the YouTube tools to get this plan in front of as many people as possible so we can push for it, push our government, push Biden to do this. $1,000 to everyone that gets vaccinated. And of course, $1,000 to everyone who has been vaccinated already.
We just wanted to say hi. Thank you so much for coming to the briefing today.
You come right out with me. Cool. You can stand right with me. I'll do the short introduction, and then I'll turn over to you. Hi, everyone. So I have a special guest with me today. Joining us in the briefing room is actress and multi-platinum recording singer-songwriter Olivia Rodrigo, who traversed red lights and stop signs to see us. If you know her music, you'll get that dad jokes there. And we just want to thank you for using your platform and your voice for elevating the important issue of young people getting vaccinated. She's here today to meet with the president and Dr. Fauci later this afternoon, but she agreed to come say a quick hello to all of you first. With that, I'll turn it over to you, Olivia.
Hi. First, I want to say I am beyond honored and humbled to be here today to help spread the message about the importance of youth vaccination. I'm in awe of the work President Biden and Dr. Fauci have done and was happy to help lend my support to this important initiative. It's important to have conversations with friends and family members, encouraging all communities to get vaccinated and actually get to a vaccination site, which you can do more easily than ever before, given how many sites we have and how easy it is to find them at vaccines.gov. Thank you, Jen, for having me today, and thank you all for helping share this important message. It's so appreciated. Thank you.
Mr. President, you said if you are fully vaccinated, you no longer need to wear a mask. And it seems... I have
said if you're fully vaccinated in an area where we do not have, well, let me clarify.
In May, you made it sound like a vaccine was the ticket to losing the mask forever. And
that is true at the time, because I thought there were people who were going to understand that getting vaccinated made a gigantic difference. And what happened was, the new variant came along, they did get vaccinated, it was spread more rapidly, and more people were getting sick. That's the difference.
But how frustrated are you with those people, sir?
I say to all those who are unvaccinated, please get vaccinated. We just need to finish the job with science, with facts, with the truth. And together as Americans, we're going to be able to beat this. Yes, sir.
Mr. President, will this set up an American workplace for federal workers and private sector that really is the vaccinated versus the unvaccinated? And is that a pressure you're trying to harness now?
Well, no, I'm not. Look, what I'm trying to do is keep people safe. I mean that sincerely. So, if in fact you're unvaccinated, you present a problem to yourself, to your family, and to those with whom you work. Because as pointed out, I was asked the question about why would people who have already been vaccinated get it? Well, you got anywhere from 2 to 3% on average, the last study done, that can still get COVID. And the concern is they may be able to pass it on. And so that's all being studied right now. But the important thing is, if people are vaccinated, the transmission rate drops through the floor. And that's all we're trying to do. Yes.
Mr. President, thank you. Why not push for vaccine mandates in states, private companies, schools? Do you want to see those entities pass vaccine mandates?
Well, I'd like to see them continue to move in that direction. And that's why I pointed out. I had asked the Justice Department to determine whether they're able to do that legally. And they can. Local communities can do that. Local businesses can do that. It's still a question whether the federal government can mandate the whole country. I don't know that yet.
Mr. President, you said earlier this week that we are not headed back towards lockdowns, but if the science is evolving, how can you be so confident in that? We heard you say weeks ago that the virus was on the run, but Dr. Fauci has also indicated that we are headed in the wrong direction.
Well, you know, you're literally correct on everything you said, but it doesn't come to the conclusion you're implying. It is clear that if everybody's vaccinated, the existing vaccines work to prevent death, serious illness, hospitalization. Okay? If tomorrow I could wave a wand and every American was vaccinated, then in fact, we'd be out of the woods. Now, can something else happen a year from now? Can there be a different virus? Can there be something? It's possible. But I'm talking about COVID and the existing variants that have come forward so far. So it's a simple proposition. If you're vaccinated, you find yourself in a situation where you are highly unlikely, even if you somehow get the virus, very small percentage do, that you are not going to be hospitalized, you're not going to be on a ventilator, you're not going to be sick, but you could be in a position to possibly spread it to someone who wasn't if you have it in you. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you. I wanted to ask, why not require that the people show proof that they're vaccinated? And also, if you could just, with the 4 million, how much of an impact do you think this will have? Do you have a projection, sir?
The projection on what?
On how many people will get vaccinated by putting in this system?
No, I'm not going to get in the business of projecting. Exactly how many people are likely. All I know is that we go through these periods, then we run up against a wall, then something happens where people realize, oh my Lord, this is really a problem, and they begin to see things. Look, the fact that a lot of your friends are now saying, get vaccinated, who were before were saying, this is not a problem, this is all a Democratic thing, with a small d and a capital D. I mean, there's a lot changing. People are becoming aware. The more aware they become, then we have these surges of people going out and getting vaccinated. And it just keeps building.
I'm sorry, sir.
What about what?
What about requiring proof, sir?
Well, there's two ways to do it. I think you're going to see some institutions doing that. Like you're going to fly abroad, you're going to have proof. You're not just going to be able to say, yeah, I got tested. You got to provide proof. My guess is if we don't start to make more progress, a lot of businesses and a lot of enterprises are going to require proof for you to be able to participate. Mr. President, back. And then I'm going to take off shortly here.
What further actions are you going to take to encourage private businesses to follow this type of model to either require vaccines or require testing or other preventative procedures?
I have made the case repeatedly. I doubt whether there's a single solitary business that doesn't understand that I think it's smart for them to require testing, and if you can't demonstrate, you can't prove you've been vaccinated, you have to be tested.
Secretary Austin said he was already considering mandating the vaccine after it was fully approved. Would you like to see the mandate go into effect before full approval, and do you think he's open to that?
I know he's open to it, and the question is, when is the right time to get the most bang for the buck when you do it? A lot of this is timing, and so I think it's going to happen. But look, the one thing that you all are being politely and appropriately referencing is that it's still a temporary approval. So when does the final approval come? It usually takes a lot of work to get there. I made a commitment. I would not tell anyone in the Justice Department who they should prosecute, and I would not tell the health industry, the government health entities, what they should say and do. But my expectation is they're going to reach that conclusion in the early fall. Thank you very much.